Hello and welcome to the Bearded Bible. I'm Paul Adams. Today we're going to get into Matthew chapter 10, but if you're following along in the YouVersion New Testament in a Year Bible app, this is day 13. We're changing a little bit off their pace because I'm often covering one chapter of the Bible, whereas the YouVersion app will cover it over 2 days. So we're in our day 10, but if you're following on the YouVersion app, it's day 13. We're going to jump right into Matthew chapter 10 in the John Maxwell Leadership Study Bible. There's some really great leadership narratives near the end here, so be sure to stick around. And as always, as we're getting into this, if you get yourself a great insight, an aha, or something that just resonates with you, just throw it down as a comment. And then always keep in mind, a great way to introduce somebody to the Bible who's maybe never read it is listen for those leadership narratives that you think might be most meaningful to somebody. And that might be the one that you should send to that person that might hit them at a place that they really need it today. So with that, let's jump into Matthew chapter 10. Jesus sends out the 12. Jesus called his 12 disciples to him and gave them authority to drive out impure spirits and heal every disease and sickness. These are the names of the 12 apostles. First, Simon, who is called Peter, and his brother Andrew. James, son of Zebedee, and his brother John. Philip and Bartholomew, Thomas and Matthew the tax collector, James the son of Alphaeus and Thaddeus, Simon the zealot, and Judas Iscariot, who betrayed him. These 12 Jesus sent out with the following instructions. Do not go to the Gentiles or enter any town of the Samaritans. Go rather to the lost sheep of Israel. As you go, proclaim this message. The kingdom of heaven has come near. Heal the sick, raise the dead, cleanse those who have leprosy, drive out demons. Freely you have received, freely give. Do not get any gold or silver or copper to take with you in your belts. No bag for the journey or extra shirt or sandals or staff, for the worker is worth his keep. Whatever town or village you enter, search there for some worthy person and stay at their house until you leave. As you enter the home, give it your greeting. If the home is deserving, let your peace rest on it. If not, let your peace return to you. If anyone will not welcome you or listen to your words, leave that home or town and shake the dust off your feet. Truly, I tell you, it will be more bearable for Sodom and Gomorrah on the day of judgment than for that town. I am sending you out like sheep among the wolves. Therefore, be as shrewd as snakes and innocent as doves. Be on your guard. You will be handed over to local councils and be flogged in the synagogues. On my account, you will be brought before governors and kings as witness to them and to the Gentiles. But when they arrest you, do not worry about what you say or how to say it. At that time, you will be given what to say, for it will not be you speaking, but the Spirit of your Father speaking through you. Brother will betray brother to death, and a father his child. Children will rebel against their parents and have them put to death. You will be hated by everyone because of me, but the one who stands firm to the end will be saved. When you are persecuted in one place, flee to another. Truly I tell you, you will not finish going through the towns of Israel before the Son of Man comes. The student is not above the teacher, nor a servant above his master. It is enough for students to be like their teachers, and servants like their masters. If the head of a house has been called Beelzebub, how much more the members of his household? So do not be afraid of them, for there is nothing concealed that will not be disclosed, or hidden that will not be made known. What I tell you in dark, speak in the daylight. What is whispered in your ear, proclaim from the roofs. Do not be afraid of those who kill the body but cannot kill the soul. Rather be afraid of the one that can destroy both body and soul in hell. Are not 2 sparrows sold for a penny? Yet not one of them will fall to the ground outside your Father's care. And even the very hairs of your head are all numbered. So don't be afraid, you are worth more than many sparrows. Whoever acknowledges me before others, I will also acknowledge before my Father in heaven. But whoever disowns me before others, I will disown before my Father in heaven. Do not suppose I have come to bring peace to earth. I did not come to bring peace, but a sword. For I have come to turn a man against his father, a daughter against her mother, a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law, and a man's enemies will be the members of his own household. Anyone who loves their father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. Anyone who loves their son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. Whoever does not take up their cross and follow me is not worthy of me. Whoever finds their life will lose it, and whoever loses their life for my sake will find it. Anyone who welcomes you welcomes me, and anyone who welcomes me welcomes the one who sent me. Whoever welcomes a prophet as a prophet will receive a prophet's reward, and whoever welcomes a righteous person as a righteous person will receive a righteous person's reward. And if anyone gives even a cup of cold water to one of these little ones who is my disciple, truly I tell you, that person will certainly not lose their reward. So good, and some strong words from Jesus. Now we got a couple of great call-outs, two of them from John Maxwell we're going to hit here quickly. First is the law of empowerment. Jesus gave power away and multiplied his influence, and this is following along Matthew 1 through 15. Effective leadership attracts and brokers the talents of others. Leaders must develop others to reach their potential. No one did this better than Jesus. In Matthew 10, we see the results of Jesus' vision for more workers. That's 9:37 through 38. Even though he has not finished training his disciples, he sends them out to exercise their gifts. So it is with our people. At some point, we need to end the lecture and send them out to try what they have learned. Consider how Jesus empowered his 12-man staff. 1, a personal call for verses 1 through 4 of chapter 10. Jesus selected them and called them by name. 2, a direct commission, verse 5. After instructing him, he sent them out. 3, a central objective, verses 5 through 6. He told them to go to the Hebrews, not the Gentiles. A clear message, verse 7. He gave them a specific message. 5, practical credentials, that's verse 8. He equipped them to gain credibility by giving them tools to confirm their message. 6, confidence for provision, verses 9 through 10. He instilled confidence and gave them a plan to acquire needed resources. Number 7, solid convictions, verses 11 through 15. He furnished convictions on how they were to act with both friends and critics. Now, this next one from John Maxwell is on mentoring. Mentoring. Jesus prepares leaders for the future. This is Matthew 10:16 through 33. Jesus not only sends out his 12 disciples to serve, but he reminds them that he intends to reproduce his own leadership in them. As part of the preparation process, he instructs them on what is coming. Number 1, he challenges them to be wise but not innocent. That's verse 16. He warns them about future hardships, verses 17 and 18. He instructs them on how to handle these hardships, verses 19 through 20. He predicts, and this is big, number 4 is he predicts their personal anguish, verses 21 through 22. 5, he gives them hope and assurance of ultimate victory. That's verse 23. Jesus also clarified the meaning of discipleship. He continues to prepare his men for any contingency. From the perspective of an equipper, consider what Jesus teaches trainers and trainees about leadership development. Number 1, trainees should submit to the authority of the trainer. That's verse 24. Number 2, trainees must recognize that trainers can reproduce only what they are. Verse 25. Number 3, trainees are to emulate their masters. That's out of verse 25. Number 4, trainees must trust God to care for their needs. That's verse 26 through 31, that they would care for their needs. And number 5, trainees are to be loyal. Verses 32 through 33. So when we think about that, how easy is it when we have people that are under our leadership that we set them out without appropriate instruction, or that we spend all of the time instructing them and never giving them a chance to go out and test their mettle and learn in the real world. Jesus did that in training his disciples. I think we can do at least that much in working with the teams that we work with every day. I hope you all enjoyed this today. Thank you for joining us on the Bearded Bible. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and make a comment. It makes a difference, and it increases the likelihood that someone you care about will get a chance to hear this message and maybe have the Word of God penetrate their heart and give them eternal salvation. I will see you here again tomorrow.